Good morning. Welcome to Friday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And I'm really pleased with the card we have for today because I think it offers that different perspective that we've been working on for a while now. So we'll give it a moment for everybody to pop on here, and then we'll jump into our card. And I may augment with a few other things. We'll see. We'll see. Good morning, Barb. You're the first one here today. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are here. And we'll give it a minute for the rest of the Practical Rebels to pop on, and then we'll share this lovely card that we have. So I don't know if you can see my necklace. It's a labradorite. I think it's a thunderstorm in a stone. I just think it's the coolest thing. Yeah. So I decided today was the day to wear it. I'm making a trip down to city government today to have a conversation with a couple of the planners. And so thought I'd dress up a bit. Looks like someone else is here. Welcome. Oh, there's Abigail. Good morning. Glad you're here. Thank you for all the heart and the rainbow and the sunflower. Love it. So today I think it's going to be rainy and gloomy here, washing things clean. So let's start with some tapping and some breath. Pick your spot. Actually, I'm feeling this one today. Pick a spot and a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Waking ourselves up. Welcome to whomever else just joined. Breathe in, breathe out. So apparently one platform is not showing me who's here, but it's telling me with numbers who's here. So interesting. Good morning, Maureen. Welcome. Glad you're here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. See if you can make the next one a little bit deeper. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And hopefully that now allows you to feel a little more awake and alive and aware and present in the moment. Good morning, Beth, waving back. Glad you are here. So we're starting with a Pilgrim card from Austin Repath. And this is Pilgrim in the sense of on a journey. We're all on our life's journey, right? So this card is entitled Wanting More. Wanting more. And I think pay attention to what's your reaction to hearing that. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Carolyn. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. Carolyn, you got some fun little things there. I like the little starry sparkle thing. That's cool. Pay attention to what your reaction was to just hearing the title of this card, Wanting More, especially for women, wanting more. Okay, let's see what it says. Yesterday, you were thankful for the blessings of health and friends, a place to spend the night, a warm meal, a mug of wine. But today is another day. You want more. Not in a greedy way, but in a deep, profound longing for more of life. A life not compromised with comfort and luxury, but one that enriches each day of the journey. So think about this as your life's journey. You don't wish for a wistful return to the joys of youth, but rather to delight in all that is. I love that line. Delight in all that is. To embrace the world just the way it is. And one of the things that is implied in that sentence, embrace the world just the way it is, means we need to go looking for the good as well, because we're inundated with the crappy news that sells, and the good stuff kind of might get a 2-minute segment at the end. Here, we've made you miserable. Now we're going to give you or throw you a bone here. Yeah, no, this would be now having much more balance between the input of the stuff that's going on that sells newspapers, and you can tell my era, and the stuff that are the joys of life, are the joys of life. Thank you, Abigail. I appreciate you putting that in. Delight in all that is. Embrace the world just the way it is. You want to see beyond the weariness of each day's trek. How many people are complaining of just being bone-crushingly tired right now? There's so much going on, right? There's so much impingement on our senses. It makes total sense to me that we're exhausted. And in order to take good care of ourselves, we need to get some time away from all that impingement. Spend some time in nature, go for a walk, be present in the silence. If you live in the middle of the city, drive somewhere, sit in your car. If you're saying, my knees won't take a walk, go sit in your car, but run the window down, see if you can hear some birds, something to fill the tank back up. Okay? You want to see beyond the weariness of each day's trek and the dreariness of the seemingly endless road. Good morning, Tina. Glad to have you here. Our card for today is from the Pilgrim Cards deck, and it's wanting more. You want to gaze into the soul of everyone you meet. I loved that. You want to gaze into the soul of everyone you meet and every tree you pass. Again, I said this the other day. I love watching the kids. These are middle schoolers walking to, I think it's 6th to 8th grade, walking to the school. And many of them reach out and touch the tree in my front yard as they go past. I love that. Love that. Love that. You want to see everything luminous with its own essence. And one of the readings that I watched from someone who's very attuned, try to do this every day. Yes, good, good, good. Being grateful for what is. And what typically happens is when you are grateful for what is, you see more of what might be, and you see more of all of what's around you. Again, it's kind of that green car concept. You don't pay attention to green cars at all until you buy one. And then you pay attention to every green car on the road. So, how are your lenses adjusted? What are you putting out there to see? Again, if you have a belief, I'm just going to pick one, all men are dangerous. What are you going to see? Stuff that supports that belief. So work on changing those beliefs. If you're saying all or nothing, always never, catch that language because it's probably inaccurate. It's probably inaccurate. So anyway, back to this reading, what she was talking about was we're moving, we're up leveling, we're going from Homo sapiens sapiens to Homo sapiens luminous. And what made me think of that was this last line. You want to see everything luminous with its own essence. So yesterday I was preparing for a breath work that I did last night, and the video that was going to be shown was by a pastor named Dave Tomlinson. And Google him. I loved his energy. He had that Mr. Rogers kind of energy, and I just love being around that because it feels so what would I say? So warm. Warm is the word that's coming to me. So the guy who was interviewing him was asking a bunch of what I would call more traditionally based Christian questions, like what's salvation? And I loved his answer. He said, salvation isn't about an afterlife. It's about something here and now, a way of living in the world. A way of living in the world. How do we choose to live in this world? Right? So, thinking about it from the perspective of what am I contributing to this world? Sometimes people are so wonderful that them just showing up, them just walking into a room is a contribution. Be that person. Be that person, right? I loved that. He also asked us to consider, do we do good deeds in order to get into heaven, in order to avoid hell, or do we do good deeds because it's what's called for? And he said, I like to think that if there was a way to prove that my whole theology was all wet, it's all wrong, whatever, that I would still continue to live the way I live. I thought that's a pretty cool way to think about it. There were a couple things at the end that I thought were really cool as well. You don't have to look elsewhere for the sacred. It's already shimmering in your soul. We are the embodiment of the sacred. And this last one was really cool too. Maybe it's in the very places we feel cracked open that we carry the most light. I think that's certainly true for empathy. We have a much greater ability to empathize when we have similar life experiences, right? We can, if it's someone whose life experiences is very different from ours, we can get as far as we can get for it. Good morning, Lynn. Glad you're here. Welcome. But it's not the same as having walked the path also. And I think, especially as middle class or upper middle class white Americans, there's a whole lot of stuff we don't get. Whole lot of stuff we don't get. And sometimes the best service we can provide is realizing that we don't get it and that we need to allow people with lived experience to take the podium, to be the one speaking the truth. And maybe our job is to help get them in front of that podium so that people can hear from people who truly get it what we need to hear, right? I'm glad you put that one in there, Abigail. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So that's our reading for today. Wanting more. Let me read it one more time because it's just so good. Yesterday, you were thankful for the blessings of health and friends, a place to spend the night, a warm meal, a mug of wine. Good morning, Peg. Hello. I get the whole contingent. This is awesome. But today is another day. You want more, not in a greedy way, but in a deep, profound longing for more of life. A life not compromised with comfort and luxury, but one that enriches each day of the journey, your life's journey. You don't wish for a wistful return to the joys of youth, but rather to delight in all that is, to embrace the world just the way it is. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Welcome. You want to see beyond the weariness of each day's trek and the dreariness of the seemingly endless road. You want to gaze into the soul of everyone you meet and every tree you pass. Meet some trees today. That'll be good. That'll be a good step. You want to see everything luminous with its own essence. All right, so right now, adjust the lenses. We are looking for the luminosity in everything. In everything. All right? Might be the little bird who's hopping around in the shrubs out front. It might be the kids walking to school. It might be someone driving past in their car. It might be a tree, might be a rock, whatever. Seeing the luminosity in everything. That's our goal today, should you choose to accept it. Have an awesome Friday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.